Various factions warned that Sri Lanka's computer and IT sectors would be adversely affected and would face a crisis through the proposed economic and technical cooperation agreement that is to be inked with India. The government, however, had noted that it would sign the agreement in the coming months despite the opposition. Send in your thoughts as well through the hashtag ECTA.
On the 9th of December 2015, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe elaborated in Parliament over the proposed ECTA agreement with India. I assert to the Chamber once again that our government will never sign the SEPA agreement under any circumstance. The government will enter into an economic and technical pact that is favourable to Sri Lanka. Before we reach an agreement, we will have discussions with the trade union and inform the party leaders and then obtain cabinet approval. Everything will be released to Parliament. However, professionals note that the government is attempting to sign the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement or SEPA under a different name. ECTA contains the same points that were presented in SEPA. On stage, it is announced that the agreement has been reached without moving persons here and there. Another politician speaking elsewhere says that this will permit to bring people to Sri Lanka under a quota system. They are making different statements in a bid to undermine the objections that are raised. This cannot be done. Speaking on the Pathikara program this morning, the Government Medical Officers Association says that issues would crop up as Sri Lanka does not have a national policy on the migration of persons. We see a trend of increased issues when such a pact is being reached in an expeditious manner in the absence of a national policy. When you look at the exchange of services between two countries and when you take into consideration the natural migration of persons, we must understand that if our house is in a mess and if we open our doors to others, that would lead to a serious issue. Persons who continue to speak on the visions of 1950 say that this will not affect the goods and why you are against the services of economy. When you take the global supply chain into consideration, that includes the services. In addition to that, 60% of Sri Lanka's economy depends on services. If we move the services economy away from the legal framework, that would be a disadvantage and not an advantage. India is a large country. They have a dominant economy. When we reach such agreements, we need to ensure that we are not in a disadvantage. However, if we continue to operate with the mentality that we are in the island nation and in fear, we will never get the advantage. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe reiterated his stance on this matter. Do not raise a voice saying that agreements cannot be reached with India. The people will step out onto the streets and give a lesson in March. Then that issue will be solved. Then you can go to India, China and anywhere close. Do not waste time. For every person that steps out onto the streets, we will have to add tenfold. The media is also wasting time on this. Come on this one journey. A two-party government was elected to obtain results. Do not cut across this. If you are under it, you will not be able to rise again.